Have you ever wanted to step into Miss Truvy's beauty shop and hang out with the girls? I feel like I just did. Hi, I'm Shelby Stricklin with Shelby Stricklin Team Remax Alliance. I had the best conversation with two amazing actresses that will be performing in Theater Huntsville's Steel Magnolias. These talented women will share some of their best moments and challenges too. If you don't already have tickets, by the end of this video, you will definitely want to grab some so you don't miss out on the chance to experience these wonderful friendships. The show will be at the VBC Playhouse the weekends of January 14th through 16th and the 20th through the 22nd. Get your tickets now as they are sure to sell out. For tickets, visit theaterhuntsville.org. Good morning.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Wait, now Miss Joy's audio. There she is. Hi, how are you?
Good.
Thank y'all for meeting with me. I know Tech Week in the morning isn't probably your favorite time to do that. I'm really grateful.
Oh, that's okay. I think we both get up super early anyway, so
We do. We're both early risers.
Well, I'm just really glad y'all took the time. I'm glad to get to know you a little bit better. But if you don't mind, for our audience, if you'll introduce yourselves.
I am Molly Knickerbocker. I was Molly Lynn. So I've been doing theater in Huntsville since 2000, I guess, since I was a kid. And I'm playing Shelby.
Yay! What a wonderful name.
I know, right? Yeah.
It's a great name.
It's
Awesome.
great. So how old were you when you did your first show?
Ooh.
Like little?
Yes, probably 9. I think I was 9. I was an orphan and Annie. It was great.
All right, Joy, how about you?
My name is Joy Witt, and this is only my second performance with Theater Huntsville.
Okay.
So I do stuff with Bank Street Indicator a lot, and Evil Cheese in Huntsville, and just anybody that would let me do stuff with them. But I did stuff when I was little too, but not like Molly at all, like just school and then like summer programs and stuff like that. But then I just quit, and I did something when I was 18, and then I didn't do anything again until I was 38.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
So anyway, but over the last like 4 years, I've really packed a whole lot. I've done probably a dozen or more shows in the last 4 years. So I've packed a lot in the last 4 years. And so I really enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
And
So yeah, that's a long break. Was it weird kind of getting back into it? Like,
well, it was like for 20 years, I said to myself, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And then one day I just did it. And I guess that's how life goes. You know, you just kind of, one day you wake up and you're like, well, I'm going to stop thinking about it and just do it. You know?
Yes.
So,
oh yes.
Yeah.
Well,
But it really wasn't. It was kind of odd to jump back into it. So I was just really thankful that they gave me a shot, knowing that I'd, hadn't done anything in 20 years. So,
Well, she's fabulous.
So I'd say that means you're pretty talented.
Yes.
Especially for community theater, they kind of
right.
I always try to share this with people that, especially if when you're new to the area or something, don't get discouraged. They didn't cast you the first time. It's not because you weren't phenomenal.
Oh my gosh, I know. Yeah.
It's they don't know you, and they don't know if you're going to show up.
Exactly. Yes. I had no idea. But you do, like, I was afraid to try at first because I showed up and I was like, okay, these people all know each other. Yeah. And I don't know what so I was really grateful that John Hancock was the first director for me, and he gave me a shot. So every time I see him, we always talk about that. So.
That one person that made a big difference. That interesting. So do you have dress rehearsal tonight? Do you
Well,
we dress.
Yeah, then dress tomorrow night. So, but I think they're going to kind of be about the same, maybe. Close to each other. Yeah.
Good. So, and have you been able to run all the way through it yet? Because that's always one of our challenges.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Did we make it to the end? Yes, we did. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. A couple times actually. Yeah.
Yeah, we really have. It's been really surprising that we've made it through.
Yeah.
Like without stopping. Yeah.
Yeah, and Haley, our stage manager Haley, is so organized that everything has run so smoothly during Tech Week. She has on top of it, so everything has just been organized and prepared. And Josh and Birdie and Charlie and everybody and Cynthia. It's been one of the smoothest Tech Weeks I think I've ever seen. Honestly,
yeah. Organization is something that gets overlooked a lot and can make such a huge difference. So that's. I'm impressed.
Haley Whaley is on it. Yes.
Yes.
Well, and y'all have such a, I peeked at the cast list, y'all have such a talented group of humans acting as well that, I mean, they're a bunch of pros, so long time pros.
Yes. I sit when I'm on that stage, everybody, I don't even I don't know, I forget.
Yeah.
And that's the goal.
Yeah.
And you don't realize that you're forgetting that you're in this moment. But everybody, I realized pretty early on that because none of us were good friends. We all kind of I had never met Molly, and I had never met Elaine, who's playing Weezer. And Aaron and Anel. So I hadn't met several people, but I admire their acting so much, and they're all so good that I think that's going to show up to the audience as friendship. Do you know what I mean? My admiration for them as actresses is going to play as friendship, and that. But we've all hung out and gotten to know each other, and I love everybody just as a person anyway now. But just loving their acting skills is like making all of the friendship shine, I think, I hope anyway, from the audience's perspective. So
yeah. And it's funny, I'll catch myself and it'll be time for a line. I noticed this. There've been a few times Molly, it's your line. I'm like, huh? Oh, right. Because I'm sitting there going, wow, they're so good.
Yeah, you're lost.
I'm just watching them. I'm like, this is amazing. Mm-hmm. And then I realized I have to say something. I'm like, oh, my turn. Okay.
I'm in this too.
So good.
I know. Yeah.
That's awesome. I think that'll come through, when we watch it. And Joy, I can hear you're already living out your character, because you love all these people so much. I can just hear she's coming through already,
Yeah.
Joy is Truvy.
Yeah. And that's funny. It's I got these nails put on. I cook barbecue for a living, and I don't wear these nails.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
And I've got these now, and I feel like a different person. It's it's like everything is this now, and it wasn't so I kind of am a little bit more Truvy right now.
Right. So for anyone watching who maybe not quite a Steel Magnolias expert, so tell me a little bit about Truvy and who she is. And
yeah, okay. She is she's kind of I feel like she's a little bit like a mama to everybody in a way, she and Malin are really good friends, and she's really good friends with Clary and Weezer, but Clary and Weezer are kind of best friends, and then she's younger, Truvy's younger, and so she's kind of a daughter in that. It's funny, the layers of mother-daughter kind of feelings and relationships in this, but Truvy feels like Shelby is kind of her daughter because Malin is her best friend. And so they have this, she's known her since birth, and they have this relationship as an aunt would, or, but I think Truvy too, I think it takes place in her shop. It feels like it takes place in her shop because she's kind of the glue.
Yeah.
Because that's their meeting point every Saturday morning. That's why they're all so close, is because they've showed up at her house in her shop, and they share their lives there, And so I feel like, but she loves gossip. She loves a good story. She loves to know what's going on with everybody in town. But she doesn't hate anybody. You know what I mean? She's not mean spirited.
She loves it because she loves them, and she wants to know what's going on in their lives. And yeah. So, was that a bucket list role for you, or did you audition? Did you what you got?
Yeah, I would. Yeah. I've wanted to do this. I've wanted to do this for sure. And so I was really, really appreciative of Sean and Micah and everybody for casting me, because it was really nice that they that I wanted to give it a shot, because I don't in normal life, I don't think I look like the idea of Truvy, and I don't really act like the idea of Truvy. So it was nice that they could see that I could act like her, which I guess is the point. But so that was really
Molly, what about you? Is that something you just really wanted to have that role, or what made you audition?
Hands down, yes, absolutely. So fun fact, Shelby's a type 1 diabetic, and in real life, I'm a type 1 diabetic.
Oh, wow.
getting to actually play her on stage has always been something I've wanted to do. And I grew up, I grew up being a Renaissance theater kid when it was still open with Bob and Gary and all them. And so I watched my mom play Weezer. I watched my mom play Malin. I was running lights at the time. I've watched several other productions. So I've grown up watching this show and all of these just incredible women fill these roles. Yeah. So I'm thinking about being Shelby since I was little bitty.
Wow.
The show existed.
And
so
Shelby's a nurse and so is Molly. So they're like, she is Shelby.
Yeah, no, I've always wanted to do this role and it was really exciting. And in fact, I convinced my mom just to come audition. She didn't want to because it's kind of personal, obviously, but I begged her to come to auditions just to try it. And I actually got to do the Malin Shelby scene with my actual mom during auditions.
Did you really?
Yeah, no, I begged Micah. I begged Sean and Micah. I'm like, please, please, please let me do this one thing with my mother. And they let me do it.
I didn't know that.
Got to do that important scene with Malin and Shelby, mom on stage, my actual mother. So it was really nice. I really appreciate it.
That was hard for her. Like you said, it's a little close to home. So
it was, but it was really good to actually get to show that on stage with my actual mom and say, like, we've had this argument before, this is nothing.
Yeah.
And I love the way that Robert Harlan wrote it because he was obviously very, very familiar.
Yeah. With what that was like.
Diabetic. Yeah. Right.
So talk about a bucket list role. Holy crap. I mean, that really was.
Yes, hands down. It's a huge deal. Wow. So I'm really, really, really thankful to Sean. Absolutely. And Micah.
That's amazing. Well, what's been, I don't know, the most fun thing so far? Like, or it could be a scene, it could be just a moment, or.
I mean, with the play, you mean, or just in general, or do you care?
However you want to
in general, it's getting to know all of these girls.
Yeah.
That, I mean, I hope I continue to work with everybody. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Because like, I've just really enjoyed this group of people and I just hope that I keep working with them because that's been the best part to me. I mean, the play is fun and all, but like, sometimes, you don't get that with every play and it's really been great. And I hope I see all these people again.
Yeah.
That's,
So. I think it's interesting for me, especially, I do theater for probably different reasons than other people sometimes, but for me, I kind of got drug into it, from my family.
So you act? Is that what?
Yeah. Oh, Shelby's awesome.
I try.
Oh, I didn't know. I don't. Yeah.
I sing and dance more than anything.
Oh,
cool. She's being modest. Shelby is fantastic, especially in musicals.
You're so sweet.
Oh, great. Okay.
Thank you. But I love the friendship part of it. Like,
no,
I'm the guy that's like, when it's over, like, I'm glad it's over. Usually the show part, I'm like, hey, I don't ever want to hear that song again, but like, I want to hang out with my people like every other day. So I'm like, hey, can we go do this and meet me at this place? And, I'm definitely the post-show blues girl, I'm like, I need my people. But so for me, that is just, I can really relate to those relationships. And I mean, that's how you bond with people, right? Like doing something with them, like good, bad, sometimes can be anything, but going through something together is really what brings us together most of the time. And so I don't think people that don't do theater really understand how close their friendships those are. And like, and you start experiencing daily life with these people. Like, it's not just you show up to rehearsal and say hello and do your thing. You're talking, so-and-so's person's mom is sick and now everybody knows about that and everybody's talking about it and everybody's kind of goes through these things with you. And then when you have to go back to doing life by yourself or your normal life, you're like, I need my support system, right? Like, it's kind of interesting.
No, but or in between shows, the show ends and you have the post-show blues and things just kind of lull for a while and then the next show happens and auditions may as well just be a family reunion because you see oh my gosh, it's you when you get all excited. It makes it worth it.
And I think that's one reason people, not everyone, but kind of tend to stick to their theater company. I don't think it's that they think one's better than the other or whatever. I think that that's kind of where our peoples are, my friends are, my friends that are now family are. And so we just kind of gravitate back to those people, as much as anything.
I admit, I'm grateful to TH for this also, because honestly, I've been kind of lost without Renaissance. I grew up there. So my place, my people, like you said, that was my home base growing up. And so not having Renaissance around, I didn't do theater for a while after that.
Yeah.
It's just really hard. And so I didn't go back to it. So actually IMP, right? Independent Musical Productions. I did Inga. That was kind of my segue back into theater after a few years.
Yeah.
And LMP, TH, like everybody's been really welcoming. But yeah, it's kind of frightening going, even being in this town for however long, just switching to a place I wasn't familiar with has been terrifying. So I'm super grateful to Theater Huntsville and everyone for just being so accepting in this town.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we have an amazing theater community, and I think we really do a good job of supporting each other. And I just think that's awesome, and there's so much theater, I mean, it's just crazy to be honest, but
all the ladies, I told them the other day, Bank Street is still Magnolias in like April. It's gonna, and that whole cast has tickets to our opening night. But they're all coming to see us. So that's super sweet, you know, and like we want to go see them,
Right.
So
well, and that'll be like a little reunion nostalgic moment for y'all when you go to theirs. So they're getting a preview and taking notes, but y'all are going to be reliving memories.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, what's been the most challenging part?
Getting the words exactly right.
Lines, yes.
Always lines, right?
I know, yeah.
Especially with this show, because the subjects, you just suddenly change topics like you do.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Oh yeah. Because you're having a real conversation.
Right. You just completely jump tracks, and you jump tracks a lot. And so that's the hard part, I think, is like remembering, okay, when do I just suddenly drop this conversation and go to the next one?
We do. We talk a whole
different thing.
Yes. and you know that you will throw everybody off if you get yours wrong, and so you don't want to. And so that, like, I'm like constantly, my mind is just like, don't jump, which you kind of do in every show, but this one, for some reason, it's been a little bit more pronounced. So
probably just the nature of it being really conversational, hopping around a lot. And like you might know that, you're going to know if somebody says this, you say that, but they don't always go together, I guess. Is what you're saying.
And it's tough because it is a very conversational show, but if you look at it from there's more levels to it than you realize after you first look through it, because a lot of people are like, still Magnolias, what a cute comedy about the South, and it has its ending, but it's just a great comedic thing. But then you actually listen to some of those comedic words, and they foreshadow, they predict, they have entendre, like all sorts of stuff in there. And so even if you miss what you think is a lighthearted, I accidentally skipped that line, there's a very good chance that you really needed that line to set something on.
Yeah.
That more nerve-wracking to make sure I don't miss those little jumps.
Yeah.
Sean has had us do some exercises that have been really good for that, though, like running it backwards. We did that, which was just like,
wait, what? How does that work?
Yeah. We would run a scene backwards. We would start at the end, do like 2 pages, then start at the end, do like 4 pages, then start at the end, do 6 pages.
Wow.
And at first it was, we were just going with it, but it was like, I think that it really helped. One, she did that first with the sad scene at the very end when Shelby's gone. And that was to like help with the emotional aspects of everything. But then we did it with other scenes, and it was just like, I don't know, it was really helpful to me. At first, I wasn't sure if it would be. And then by the end of the day, it was terrific. And it really helped you and get a perspective on the emotional part of it. But also it really helped with lines. And last night we were running the like Q to Q stuff, and we would start in the middle of us, she would say, start at this line. And, none of us, we all just picked right up. And I was like, oh my gosh, we know these lines. Yay. Hey! I'm like knocking on wood like crazy right now because I'm so afraid I'm going to jinx us. But it feels like we all, and I think those exercises really helped that, like.
Absolutely.
It's
so interesting.
We had some really, really good rehearsals. I think. So,
what a cool theater trick. Like I had never heard of that before.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me one thing. I want you each to go on this one. Tell me one thing you want to make sure people know about the show?
Just that it's real. Not the Southern, I mean, it's a cult classic. People love the show for the dynamics between these women, but that it's when we're up there and those relationships happen, and even with Malin and Shelby, whether it's the diabetes talks, those are very real.
Yeah.
The relationships between Clary and Weezer are real. You know, it's just that everything up there is, I mean, it started off, yes, we're acting here, we're rehearsing, but no, it's so just real. I don't know how another word for it. Like, people to understand is that the dynamics and everything they're seeing in this show is genuine.
Yeah.
It's an incredible play for that reason, I think. Favorite moment?
I love the conversations between Weezer and Clary.
Yeah.
Like, those moments are pretty great because it's like they're, you know, the conversations that you hear from people who have been friends for 50 plus years, and they're so, and they both do it with such ease. I don't know how long they've been friends. They've known each other for a while. I don't know that they've known each other for 50 years, but they do it with such ease that when I watch them, like, I'm kind of jealous. I'm jealous of their acting skills, but I'm also jealous of the fact that they have that kind of friendship. You know what I mean? That because, you know, the character of Weezer is so she's a curmudgeon and all that, and so she, you know, she's all whatever, but she still has a best friend who doesn't care what she acts like and just kind of does this every time she, you know, kind of blows her off, whatever. I love that.
Yes, and she's loved anyway, and
sometimes
because of it too. Yes, I do like that.
My favorite's actually when y'all I'm not even in it, I'm already gone, but I love getting to go out in the audience and watch that last scene of the show. They're always like, oh, I don't know, is that okay? I think I did okay. I'm like, are you kidding me? I just went out there and watched it and bawled my eyes out 10 times and I'm still crying. Like, it's just hands down, it's the best. I mean, they just really do an incredible job of that last scene. Just bringing it all to life is incredible. So
it sounds really magical and special, and I can just tell that that's how it's going to be from talking to you guys. So I'm super excited to see you probably next weekend. Thank y'all again. I've really enjoyed getting to talk to you, and I will see you next weekend.
Nice to meet you.
All right, you too. Bye. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this information valuable. If we can answer any questions or get you any additional information, please just let us know. We are always happy to help. Bye.